In the previous class, we have learned about the basic definitions of contouring. And today we are going to discuss about the methods which are involved in contouring, which means if you are given with a site and if you are asked to plot a contour, thereby you can take a decisions on water supply or any engineering activities. How you can meet the requirements is what we are going to discuss. As discussed yesterday, there are two methods. One is direct method and second is indirect method. Direct method is normally followed when you want to get the contour on field itself. It is preferably done using plane table surveying. Plane table surveying is a surveying where a surveyor will have a plane table. On the plane table, he will be given with a LED and everything, with which you can directly draw the layout on field. In indirect method, what we actually do is, you should need to remember the basic idea how you will get a reduced level from a given land. Imagine you have set up a dumpy level and you are standing and you are watching through a dumpy level and you are noting down the reading of the staff on a given ground point. Once you know the height of instrument, when you deduct the staff reading, you will get the reduced level of ground with reference to the benchmark in which height of instrument is calculated. So with reference to benchmark, height of instrument is calculated, and with reference to height of instrument, if you deduct the staff reading, you will get the reduced level of the ground point. So if the reduced level is 100 and if my staff reading is 1 meter, and if I could able to find out the staff reading 1 meter on any other ground point by moving the staff or by asking the staff man to hold the staff and move around and ask him to orient the leveling staff to my dumpy level, and if I watch that staff again, if I get the same 1 meter, then immediately I can say that point is also 100. Again, I'll ask the staff man to move around so that the staff reading again is same as 100. So 1 meter, so that the reduced level is 100. So if I could able to join those all 3 points, that could be my contour line. So that's the objective of in the indirect method. As I mentioned here, in direct method, not just the finding out the contour line is important, but also the where exactly the point is also very important. So we need to have 2 control points, that is vertical and horizontal control points, where we can start measuring. This is normally done by setting a dumping level on a known contour line already. For example, a known contour line is drawn as shown in the below figure. You can see a small line I have shown there. And on that contour line, an instrument is set up. And what I do is, I actually point out the next contour line. For example, if my contour line where I have set up my dumpy level is 100 meters, and if I am supposed to draw the contour interval of 1 meter, then next contour line is how much? 101 meters. So I'll exactly find out if my next staff reading, if reduced level is 101 meter, then what could be my staff reading? Obviously it would be 1 meter. So it will be less than 1 meter. If I got 2 meters on the staff reading here, there I should get 1 meter. So I'll find out the staff stations by asking the staffman to move around along the site and I'll note down ask him to hold his position whenever I see the staff reading as 1 meter, and I ask him to mark that point and immediately calculate the distance from the dumpy level to that point along with the orientation, which means the angular. So both angular measurements and also the distance is calculated from the control station point. This is done not just for one station, for entire area. Like you can see, I have given those 3 points for your understanding, where I am going to find out the same elevations at all 3 different points. And by knowing the orientation of these staff stations along with the distances, and if I have a piece of paper, then I can immediately, if I connect those points, then I'll get a contour line. So in direct method, we will directly get the contour lines on the field itself. It is very much useful when you want to have an immediate requirement of contour lines, but it is inaccurate. You cannot plot contour lines if the area is more. So we'll choose indirect method. In direct method, we have 3 methods: method of squares, method of cross section, and radial line method. In method of squares, the entire area is divided into grid lines as I have shown in my figure. You can see there I have got how many vertical lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And how many horizontal lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6 by 7 grid line. Normally, these grid lines are evaluated or given numbering in vertical. In horizontal, lines are given with numbering, and vertical lines are represented with alphabets. When you have these grid lines, I will ask the staff man to hold the staff at these junctions, and I'll note down the staff reading. After noting down the staff readings at these grid lines, for example, the notation could be A1. A1 could be the left side bottommost corner, and G6 is the topmost right hand side corner, and 99.4 is a G6 reduced level. How did I get the 99.4 reduced level? Because I took the staff value there. So I'll set up my dumpy level at nearby location, then I'll start taking the staff readings at all these grid junctions. After calculating the reduced levels at these junction points, with a free hand you can approximately draw a contour line as I have shown there. I could able to draw a 99 contour line, 100 contour line, 101 and 102 contour line approximately. In the previous method of grid line can be used where area is very small. When the area is very large, then we'll go for a method called cross section. In this method, lines are drawn, horizontal lines are drawn at an equal interval. In the previous case, we have taken levels at a single location, and we have taken at all junction points preferably. In method of cross section, we will not go for grid locations like it is a junction of horizontal and vertical line. In this case, we'll take only the cross section, which means any plot has got at least more than 2 dimensions per it. I'll choose the maximum dimension of the plot as the longest length, and along the longest line the entire area is divided into intervals. These intervals can be as small as possible if the area is having a very undulating terrain. If area is fairly ground, you can even go for an interval of up to 20 meters. A line is drawn or a line is laid out. At regular interval, the readings are taken, marked on a piece of paper, then contour lines are again drawn with a free hand. Remember, when we are drawing these contour lines, the approximations is also to be done. In the previous case and in this case, we have drawn lines which are not passing through the exact junction lines. The approximation is done. There are three methods which we will discuss in the later part. Third method is the radial line method. Radial line method is the same method which we followed for the grid line method. Rather, we will start taking the lines from the center itself, and at regular intervals we will take the staff readings and we will calculate the reducer levels. With those reducer levels, you could able to easily plot the contour lines. Radial lines are very much suitable when undulating terrain is there, and moreover, the radial lines are also feasible when instrumentation is need not to be shifted twice or thrice. So if you could able to control the entire site with single station, this could be the best method which you can follow. As I said, the interpolation of reduced levels is very important when you are plotting contours, because you need to know the other than the reduced level point which you have plotted, would be the reduced level. So when you have a four corner, imagine a rectangle of four corners of different reduced levels. Now if I able to tell the xy distance of a internal point in a rectangle, if I chose a point inside a rectangle, and if I know the x distance and y distance from any of the sides, then you should be able to tell what could be the reduced level of that point. That method is called as interpolation. There are so many interpolation methods which you have studied in first year engineering. So you can do estimation, mathematics you can, if you can apply, that is called arithmetic calculations, and you can also use graphical methods. In the next class, we will discuss about how to calculate the areas and volumes.